Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Akumu Sarah and this is a life to tell you. In today's video, we are going to talk about the power of acknowledgement and focusing on what we have. So if you're interested, stay tuned. We all want to be perfect. We want to have perfect jobs. We want to have perfect lifestyle. We want to have perfect relationships because we think that there are some people or there are people who actually have perfect lives. Do not be deceived by what you see. People will always show you the best side of their lives. They will always show you what you want to see. So no one is perfect. Nothing is perfect in this world except God. In fact, perfectionism is just but an illusion. It is an excuse not to be productive and not to take the first step in life. So instead of aiming for perfection, instead of looking at people's lives and compare, instead of yearning for what you don't have, start focusing on what you have. Acknowledge what you have, and your life will never be the same. When God appeared to Moses to give him a task of rescuing the Israelites, Moses was full of excuses. I don't know how to speak. How will they know that it was you who sent me? But God challenged him by asking him this simple question: what do you have? What are you holding? And Moses answered, I'm holding a stick. So God used that very stick to symbolize that it was him who sent Moses. He showed Moses that what he had at the moment is all that he needed to carry out his task. So what you have right now is all that you need to make this day a successful and productive day. What you have in your account is all that you need to start that business or start whatever you want to start. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to have financial freedom for you to start living and stop existing. The mistake most of us make is we fail to acknowledge what we have because we think it is not enough. What seemed not enough, what seemed not perfect, not ready, that is what God acknowledges. Let us confirm this in 1 Kings chapter 17 verse 8. Then the Lord said to Elijah, now go to the town of Zeraphath near Sidon and stay there. I have commanded a widow who lives there to feed you. So Elijah went to Zarephath, and as he came to the gate of the town, he saw a widow gathering some firewood. Please bring me a drink of water, he said to her. And as she was going to get it, he called out, and please bring me some bread too. She answered, by the living Lord of your God, I swear that I haven't got any bread. All I have is a handful of flour in a bowl and a drop of olive oil in a jar. I came here to gather some firewood to take back home and prepare what little I had for my son and me. That will be our last meal, and then we will serve to death. From Zarephath failed to acknowledge what she had. She failed to acknowledge that she actually had a drop of oil and a bowl of flour. All she was focusing on was to starve later and die. But God, on the other hand, acknowledged the little that this woman had. That's why he sent Elijah specifically to her to be fed there. So God acknowledges the little we have. It might seem small, it might seem not perfect, but God acknowledges it. Let us continue in verse 13. Don't worry, Elijah said to her. Go ahead and prepare your meal, but first make a small loaf from what you have and bring it to me, and then prepare the rest for your son. For this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. The bowl will not run out of flour, and jar run out of oil before that day that I, the Lord, send the rain. The widow went and did as Elijah had told her, and all of them had enough food for many days. As the Lord had promised through Elijah, the bowl did not run out of flour, nor the jar run out of oil. The Bible continues by saying in verse 13 that after Elijah explaining to this widow what God had said, she went ahead and prepared a meal for him. She stopped making excuses. This is to say that she finally acknowledged what she had because God had already acknowledged. When we decide to acknowledge what we have because God has already acknowledged, it's like appreciating God. It's like seeing through God's lenses. It's like approving what God has already said. It's like coming to alignment with God. So what happens is God adds more. He makes sure that we don't live in scarce, that we don't lack, that we don't beg. He sustains us fully. The Bible says that these widow's jars never ran out of oil. Same to the bowls. They never ran out of flour. Reason being, he acknowledged what God had already acknowledged in her life. So I urge you, always acknowledge what you have, focus on what you have, or focus on what you can access, and your life will never be the same again. We've come at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly subscribe to my channel, like, and comment down below. Bye.